Let's talk C.J. Stroud now. When was the first time you met him? Was he also 14?
Not 14. His was high school.
Okay.
Out of Rancho Cucamonga. Started coming down as he was kind of making that transition from high school to college, and then he's come out a handful of times each year, while he was at Ohio State.
Okay. Ohio State. Oh, you mean the Ohio State?
The Ohio State.
I'm sorry, I'm confused.
I know. I didn't. I should have said the.
That's okay, because it confuses. It could have been.
Is there like a Buckeye in here? Is that why that happened? Is that
No.
There's a Wolverine here.
We have a Buckeye in the back.
Yeah, there's Buckeye stuff everywhere because, for a while, I was writing checks that got cashed against me around here. But as you know, the last couple of years, those checks have been returned to sender. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But so Stroud's abilities, we mentioned, I guess, Young's, of his many talents, his football intelligence. Stroud, I'm sure, has a significant one as well. What are his strengths that could make him the first overall pick in this year's draft, do you think, John?
I love, from a physical standpoint, I love the snappy whippiness of his arm. You want to talk a guy that can make throws effortlessly down the field. He has a way in small space, the way that he delivers the ball, and it's just with such amazing accuracy down the field. To me, I'm going to look at vertical game. I'm going to look at deep crosses. I'm going to look at throws to the sideline at depth, like off play pass. Like, I kind of look back at some of the like Norv Turner vertical passing game that's still in the NFL, like that Phillip Rivers thrived in. Like, I kind of really like that type stuff for CJ. The other thing I love about him is his competitiveness. Whether it's on the football field, whether it's playing basketball, you can just tell the dude loves to compete, especially on the big stage. Like, here's a guy that came into Ohio State, played in big games, has really thrived, played in playoff games, had arguably his best game against Georgia.
He was incredible.
Incredible. And like, I love when I see the guys play big in big games, and it's not forced. It's who they are. When they play their natural game, it shows up in big games that they play well. And I feel like CJ does that.
And look, and I know it's not game conditions because they're not wearing pads and there's no defense. But the combine's a pretty big stage. He was so great at the scouting combine and effortless. It looked effortless when the ball came out of his hands and he put it wherever he damn well wanted to. He was spectacular. And that kind of, with Young, who didn't throw at the combine, it flipped the script. Obviously, the script doesn't matter until we hear a name on the first night of the NFL draft. So I'm going to put you on the spot, if you don't mind. It's not like you've not been there before. Do you think the Panthers traded up for somebody specifically, and they're just kicking tires on it between now and then? What do you think they knew who they were trading up to one to go get, John?
I think they knew the type of player, and that had to fit, though. Like, for us to move up, for Carolina to move up, there had to be that player fit. I think that they considered that both fit that player. I don't think it was a move to get specifically Bryce in that moment or CJ in that moment. And I'm saying this just because of like talks that I had leading up to it was about both guys. Oh, sorry, I hit the mic right there.
Go for it.
It was about both guys.
Yes.
So I think what their comfort was we can make this now, we can go up, and then we can make a decision. Like, I don't know if they've even made their decision yet. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. But I think when the trade was made to go up there, we consider that both of these guys can be that guy that we want to go get. Now let's do our due diligence. Let's take our time. Let's uncover every stone we can. And then let's go get the guy that we feel is not only like maybe their number one guy, but the guy that's going to fit what we want to do best.
Well, I believe you completely. Hold on, let me say that. It's not like I think you're giving me a line. Well, I just say I believe with the notion that they traded up for knowing that both guys would be just fine.
And maybe they knew one. Maybe like, well, we know one. Let's go find out about the other. But either way, now we can pick between the two. Because
Jim Morris Sr. told me so many times that they were grinding tape on Peyton Manning and Ryan Leaf till the very last second. And I'm like, get out of here. And that's even after, and Ryan, has sat in this chair many times, confirmed that he did, in fact, when the Colts asked Peyton Manning and Ryan Leaf the same question, like, if we make you the first overall pick, what are you going to do? Peyton said, I'll get in the playbook, I'll do this, I'll do that. And Ryan said, I'm going to go to Vegas and hang with my buddies. After that sort of, if you will, red flag got raised, they still kick tires all the way to the end. So I understand that the teams grind, certainly when it's such an important position. But when you say it's a certain type, I mean, the type for Frank Reich is somebody who's over 6 feet. Like, that's the idea.
And when I say type, I think it's if you're going to take the number one pick and you're going to make him, like you have the pick. So you're going to take a quarterback. Like, you don't want to be picking a top 10 pick again.
Yes.
Right? Especially for a quarterback. You want to say, this is the guy that we pick at the top that we're going to roll with for a long time.
Yes.
So I think when you have that, it has to be, not only does he fit the body type, and maybe he doesn't. Nowadays, I think that more people are open to, it may not be the traditional body type, but a special player. Like, if you're going to trade up, trade away future first-round picks, and go pick number one, it's got to be this player that you feel like captivates all of the things that you want in a playmaker.
Yes.
Especially if you're a team picking at the top. Usually that means that there's some holes. There's some things you got to like shore up. So you got to find a guy that can almost make up for a little bit of that. And that's why, to me, like, I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people say that Frank likes the bigger body type, but you can't argue with the ability that Bryce Young has to make plays when nothing's there, to create. And most teams, most coaches nowadays say, I want that guy. I want a guy that I know if things break down, if I don't call the perfect play, who's a guy that can find a way to make a play for me? I'm not taking anything away from CJ because he does a tremendous job at that as well. But I would say that's almost where a Bryce Young thrives in that.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.